Paul and Raya are dropped from a hovering chopper mid-scream. Fast rewind to the classroom where Paul clicks the accept button while Paul tries to drink from a stream. A fish slaps him. Raya checks a compass. It spins wildly. Dance battle between Raya and a tap-dancing fox. Background lights, crowd of forest critters, DJ. Paul flickers into blocky pixels. Raya floats upside down, trying to read the survival manual. The forest glitch appears, towering. Glitch smiles. Everything unglitches. A rescue drone appears and drops a trampoline. Paul gulps. Whack. Tree outside the school. Raccoon King sits on Paul's old hoodie, sipping juice. One squirrel hits a button labeled Phase 2. Cut to black with funky in early morning. Paul and Raya arrive, scarred, twitchy, and carrying dense cartoonish forest birds, vines, weird fungi. Paul tries to drink from a stream. A fish slaps him. Raya dance battle between Raya and a tap-dancing fox. Background light. Paul flickers into blocky pixels. Raya floats upside down, trying to read the survival manual. The forest glitch appears. Glitch smiles. Everything unglitches. A rescue drone appears and drops a trampoline. Paul gulps. Wacky physics. They reach the core. A glowing orb of data tangled in vines and glitchy roots. It wakes up, forming a humanoid shape made of forest bits and tech. The core entity. It speaks. I was made to preserve. You destroy. Paul sneaks to the fridge and opens it. He finds glowing snack cakes labeled Raccoon Brand Forbidden. He looks up and a raccoon is on his fridge, holding a fork. In Raya's room, all gadgets, gear, squirrel alerts. All alarms go off and her squirrel alert chirps. Paul has done something stupid. Gummy bears ooze out of bags and attack like blobs. Chips swirl into a tornado and soda can explodes and grows mechanical legs. Paul and Raya fight back. Boss Squirrel, Nutsy, Brit in full panic mode. They explain the Raccoon King was banished for hoarding sacred snacks, and he's now using Code Snack Apocalypse, a forest. Trees dripping with caramel, donut-shaped clouds, rivers of soda. Paul gets stuck in bubblegum mud and Raya sword fights a giant jelly worm. The Raccoon King, clad in chrome armor made of snack wrappers, sitting on a throne of granola bars, and he summons a snack golem, a giant creature made of... The Raccoon King is defeated, the snack fortress glitches, and a piece of corrupted forest code is revealed, and Data Tree awakening. Data Tree pulsing with light. A mysterious masked animal figure watches Paul and Raya. As the Raccoon King is defeated, the snack fortress glitches, and a piece of corrupted forest code is revealed, and Data Tree awakening. A massive tree. Boss Squirrel. The Data Tree is waking. That hasn't happened since the forest reformat of 1401. The Data Tree is the root server of all. Paul now has weird glitch powers from the snack core exposure. He can briefly rewind forest actions, e.g., trees with USB branches and birds flying like frame-by-frame sprites. Squirrels reliving the same nut drop every 10 seconds. Base of the Data Tree massive, glowing, covered in pulsing runes and screen-like bark. They enter a hollow digital chain. Tree pulses and Paul's glitch connection sparks. A swirling storm of corrupted data and roots rips the chamber open. The Byte Beast rises Paul's glitch powers are now unstable. Raya finds a squirrel encrypted tablet, a map to the lost code archive. Glitched forest sector, everything lags, warps and loops. Paul's POV. He sees multiple versions of himself running in different directions. Deep under a glitched root cave, glowing vines form a coded spiral staircase. The archivist removes part of their mask, showing one rabbit eye. Inside a holographic forest trial, Paul is dropped into a simulation of the first Byte Beast War 500. Meanwhile, Raya sneaks into the archivist's hidden lab and she discovers blueprints of Paul. Every version. Data showing Paul is a repeat. Paul in P1 versus corrupted forest memories, ancient pixel storm monsters, frozen ghost squirrels, and time loop. Paul escapes with the chip. Back in the real forest, the archivist demands the chip, but Raya saw the files. Forest stabilizes temporarily. Raya looks at the chip. If they run restore.exe, they might fix everything. In quiet campfire, forest sky flickers between sunset and glitch static. Paul stares at the restore.exe chip, which pulses in his hand. Raya gives him an out. The Byte Beast signal infects the woods, trees blue screen and reboot, and wildlife flickers in and out of frame. A squirrel duplicates infinitely like a copy-paste virus. The Forest HQ Squirrel Command Center is overrun. The archivist wasn't defeated. They split themselves into forest code, surviving as a sentient virus, and they reappear in corrupted squirrel mechs trying to take the restore chip and rewrite the forest in their... Raya holds off the archivist's minions in a wild slingshot/mech chase. Meanwhile, Paul activates the chip and enters a code void, a blank digital realm representing the forest's core. In the real world, Raya records a final voice message to Paul. You're more than a glitch. You're my best friend. If you go, Just make sure this forest remembers you. She uplinks the message into Paul stands against the Byte Beast in a collapsing code realm. All glitch versions of Paul merge into one. He slams the chip into the ground and bright pulse of green light deletes the Byte Beast. Resets the data tree. Raya walks through a healthy, glitch-free forest. Animals are back to normal. He finds a small tree with a pixel pattern in its bark. In a forgotten cave, a cracked acorn drive flickers back to life. A mechanical squirrel's eye lights up red. A voice whispers, "Backup file detected. Initializing Byte Beast beta." Next, Raya walks with a map Paul left behind, which updates itself magically. He talks to the tree. Paul responds in digital tree speak. His face briefly appears. Raya visits the squirrels to check on the forest defenses. They're acting weird, speaking in binary. One keeps spinning in place saying, version 2 initializing. A giant acorn satellite dish is hidden in the trees. Something's brought. Deep underground, Byte Beast beta awakens sleeker, smarter, but still terrifying. It's hijacked squirrel code and fused it with leftover glitches. Now it plans to overwrite the entire forest with a new operating system. Byte OS. Byte Beast beta. You fix the forest. Deep underground, Byte Beast beta awakens sleeker, smarter, but still terrifying. It's hijacked squirrel code and fused it with leftover glitches. Now it plans to overwrite the entire forest with a new operating system. Paul, as part of the data tree, senses Byte OS infecting the root system. He reaches out to Raya with a risky idea. She inserts the code acorn, a glowing pixel nut from his heartwood. Raya fights her way up a spiraling tree base to the top of the satellite dish. Byte Beast beta appears mid-air, a glitch dragon formed from shredded code and squirrel parts. Raya uses her scarf sling and glitch bombs. Paul tree glitches parts of the forest to help. The forest pulses as Paul's code surges through the system. The Byte Beast is frozen mid-attack and pixelates into glowing leaves. The satellite collapses. The forest returns to a balanced state. Squirrels, now semi-conscious again, form a cracked squirrel helmet floats downstream. In the reflection, a glitchy logo, Project Nutstorm. A robotic squirrel paw grabs the helmet. Next episode, Project Nutstorm. Deep under the forest lies the Hollow Hub, a high-tech squirrel base run by the Nut Council, network of underground tacticians. Building an army of cybernuts acorn, Raya senses something's off. Animals are moving in strange patterns. Some trees are losing digital signal. Paul, now speaking through a mole, warns her. Something's tunneling beneath us, and it's not friendly. Overnight, cybernuts swarm the forest, hacking trees, stealing data bark, and installing glitch devices. Raya tries to fight them off with her slingshot and glitch bombs, but they're fast and oddly. The cybernuts attach a data spike to the data tree and it works. Paul's connection flickers. His voice becomes scrambled. He's being extracted. Raya must cut the spike off before he's uploaded into Nutstorm's Meganut drive. Raya infiltrates the Hollow Hub disguised as a squirrel, yes, squirrel suit and all. She finds a lab of weird experiments. Peanut-powered jetpacks? General Chestnut reveals his backstory. He was once Paul's pet squirrel. Plot twist. Before Paul's glitching scared him off. Now he believes nature. Raya plants a code disruptor seed in the middle of Nutstorm HQ. Paul, briefly downloaded into a squirrel, leads a rebellion inside the base. Chaos erupts. Raya plants a code disruptor seed in the middle of Nutstorm HQ. Paul, briefly downloaded into a squirrel, leads a rebellion inside the base. Chaos erupts. Raya disables Chestnut's firewall drive using Paul's tree link. Chestnut escapes but leaves behind a warning. The real virus is still out there.